Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. There's been a long-standing debate over renting versus owning. And in today's video, we're going to settle that debate. For some people, renting is a waste of money. They believe, why would you pay a landlord's mortgage when you could be paying your own mortgage and owning an asset? We'll see today if owning versus renting will give you a better net worth over a period of time. So let's go ahead and dive into today's video. First person we're going to look at is the person that decides to own. Their purchase price for that property is $400,000. The mortgage is $376,000. So that means they put 3.5% down, which equals $14,000. Their rate is 3% fixed. Their payment amount is $2,060, 30-year loan. And we're going to assume they're going to get an annual appreciation on that property of 3.5%. We're also going to factor in inflation, which we're going to project at 2% over the life of this loan and of this property. And then we're going to come up with a value after 30 years. And then we're going to have an adjusted value to take in consideration inflation. We're also going to look at person over here who decides to rent. Now this person here is the same income level as this person over here who decides to own. The only difference is this person believes, I don't want to own a home. I prefer to rent and then invest the difference between home ownership and renting. And in this particular case, it's $1,000.60 for rent, and then they will invest $1,000 per month, every month for 30 years. Now, where do I get the $1,000 from? Remember I mentioned both of these people have the same income level. One just decides to own and one decides to rent. So the person who decides to own is paying $2,060 a month for his mortgage payment, which includes principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Since this person over here is renting for $1,060, when you do the math, $2,060 from $1,060, it leaves the renter over here with an additional $1,000 that they will invest. Their projected rate of return on average is going to be 7% for 30 years. We're going to calculate what the value of their investment portfolio will be over 30 years by investing this $1,000 a month. And then we're going to adjust that value based on long-term capital gains tax and inflation. So here's the situation. Most people believe that investing in a home is a sound investment. And I agree with that. But you gotta also understand renting and then also developing a good behavior with money and investing as well can build wealth too. You just have to have the right behavior with money, correct? So let's go ahead and take a look at exactly what happens if you buy or own, or if you decide to rent. Let's look at some numbers. Person one who decided to own a home and use that as an investment over the last 30 years, paid their mortgage off, and their home actually went up in value to $1,141,000. The adjusted value, when we take in consideration 2% inflation, is $630,000. Pretty strong net worth. Now let's take a look at person 2, who decided to rent and invest the difference between what he would have had to pay on a mortgage, which is $2,060, versus what he's paying in rent, which is $1,060. So he decided to invest $1,000 every month for 30 years at a 7% rate of return. And over that 30-year period, he built his investment portfolio to $1.227 million. Now, when we look at the adjusted value of that investment portfolio, the first one we look at is including a 15% long-term capital gain tax and adjusting for a 2% inflation, which gives us $554,000 net worth. If he decides, I'm going to keep my portfolio and not sell it, so he doesn't have to realize a 15% capital gain tax, then his investment portfolio, when adjusted for inflation, is $677,000. So there you go, guys. The homeowner had the highest net worth at the end of 30 years if the renter decided to cash out his investment portfolio and pay the long-term capital gain tax. Then the renter would have $554 and the homeowner would have outperformed his investment. But if the renter decided, nope, I'm going to keep my portfolio, I'm not going to liquidate it and sell it all and take a 15% capital gain hit right now, then the renter actually outperformed the homeowner. The renter actually would have $677,000, which is amazing to me. So what that tells you guys is you can be a homeowner, you can be a renter, and you can build wealth either way. The key to building wealth, in my opinion, is the right behavior with money, being disciplined, and being consistent. And in both of these options here, you can build wealth. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to the channel, share the video, and smash that like button for me. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. And I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.